What's up, YouTube? Today we have a tier list, but this is not just your regular tier list about what characters are good and what characters are not good. This character tier list is about characters that I do or don't like fighting, predominantly with Axel. Because, some people seem to think that, Axel just beats everyone, but, it could be bad sometimes. But if you like the video, please like it and subscribe so you don't miss all the random stuff that I post on my YouTube randomly. That'll all change in a few months, and I'll probably be a little more consistent. But until then, I post videos here and there, and I'll be playing Guilty Gear Strive, and I will be streaming a little bit more now because I gotta go XLR, and I need to use it. So anyway, let's get into the video. Today we're talking about the scariest characters to fight in Guilty Gear Strive. Now, I play Axel, so some of these may vary for some of you who play other characters. Soul players may feel one way, shit players may feel another way, pot players may feel a different way. But what I can tell you is that no one playing any of these characters wants to deal with anybody's BS. There's characters for every character. And for every character, there's like 3 or 4 at least that you just don't want to deal with. Like, you see them and you're like, I don't want to play this character. I don't want to deal with his BS. So, all right. So we got, please don't make me fight them. Do I have to? Challenging, usually fun, and I just want wins. All right, so let's start with I just want wins, right? So the first person I'm going to throw into I just want wins, I'm assuming he's going to have to go down here because he's just the worst character in the game. I think the Faust mains call him Loust because he's lost. He's the worst character in the game, and even higher level or higher, I'm gonna say higher floor Fausts usually don't give me a problem. There are some Fausts that know the matchup or whatever against Axel and they just beat me, but in most cases I beat Faust. So Faust is, I just want wins. If I see a Faust, I'll fight the Faust if I just need a wins or something for rating up, right? So then we're gonna go to please don't make me fight them. Please don't make me fight them. Now, you think that Soul would go here. You think that Mei would go here, right? You think that maybe Chip would go here. You know what? Chip definitely goes here. Please don't make me fight Chip. But somebody for me who I really don't like fighting is Angie. I really don't like fighting Angie at all. Lower level Angies, like lower floor Angies, like floor 7, floor 8, usually I don't have a problem with, right? Floor 9 Angie, that's when it starts to get rough. I cannot stop any of the floor 9 Angies. I think I've lost to them all. I don't think I've beaten floor 9 Angie. It's the mix-up is too strong with grab. Like, usually with floor 7 and below, floor 8 and below, a lot of them don't go for the grab enough. So they usually will, they do the spin thing or whatever, but they usually will go into Fujin and either do low or overhead, and that's pretty much it. Or they'll do low and overhead, and then the jump back thing with the I guess that plus move, whatever that projectile move is. They'll do one of those 3, and they'll never throw. Once an Angie goes into Fujin, does a hop, and throws me, I completely fall apart. It's bad. Because now I'm like, are they going to throw me again? Or am I going to be looking for low? Should I be looking for the low into the overhead? Because now they've grabbed me, so it's like, all right, well, maybe they'll go for the low. But then when I try to block the low, I get grabbed because I don't react to the button fast, to the hop fast enough. And then when I'm standing up, or I'm like, okay, I think they're gonna grab me or whatever, let me get ready to hit them. And then I'm looking for the low doesn't happen. Here comes the overhead, and I try to hit them out of a throw, but they've done an overhead. I get bounced off the ground, they RC, and then I take a ton of damage. I get knocked through the wall, and now he's in my ass. It's really bad. It's really bad. I don't understand the Angie matchup. I don't. Do I have to? Challenging. I'm gonna put Soul Bad Guy in challenging. It's a challenging fight because I usually try to keep him away from me, and most of the time people are just going for far slash. You already know what his game plan is. You already know what his thing is, what he wants to do, and he wants to far slash you and scare you into getting counter hit. Now, floor 9 Soul, they grab you. They understand that the grab is very strong versus the block, and they understand that Soul makes you block a lot, so they make you block a whole lot of stuff, and then while you're waiting and scared to get counter hit, they walk up and grab you. And then once you're scared of the grab, you try to press a button when you think there's a grab coming, you get far slashed again, you get counter hit. He does some crazy combos, side switch, flips around your character, punches you through the wall, and you're dead. So, yeah, challenging. Next up, we have Kai. Now, I'm just going to go down the line, right? So we have Kai. Kai, I'm going to say, is usually a fun fight, right? He's not super strong. Usually, if I'm getting beat by Kai, it's because they are spacing me out. They are making everything safe. They are, they're doing everything as safe as possible, and I'm getting smacked. I'm getting hit with the electric charge thing that makes his frame advantage and stuff better, I believe. And they're just flipping on me, and if I can stop it, and if I can mitigate the fireballs that are coming my way, sometimes I can I can get the win. I can get the win versus Kai, but it depends. I guess it depends on the person and how well they know how to adapt to the match. So Mei right now for me is a challenging fight. It's not even a do I have to, because usually when I fight Mei's now with Axel, they have a bad time. They have a bad time because all they know is Dolphin. That's all they know how to do, is just hit that Tosugeki. They just Tosugeki. That's all they know. Usually if I fight a Mei and they can't get in, when they do get in, they just Tosugeki. And then I'll take 100 Tosugekis to the face or something like that. And then I'll die. And then I'm like, okay, I can't let them get in at all anymore. Screw that. So next we have Axel. I don't like fighting Axel. I do not like the Axel mirror. The Axel mirror is not fun. Not for me anyway. Normally I don't really like mirror matches. I don't like mirror matches in certain games because I feel like once I start doing something, if they see it's working, they're like, oh yeah, that's right, I can do that too. And I'm just like, I don't got time for them to be stealing my tech during the match and using it against me. No, I don't like that. So, and on top of that, it's a long range fight. We're both doing long range things, and it's just way stressful to play an Axel mirror. It's super stressful. Potemkin. I'm gonna put him in. I just want wins because I'm literally just supposed to win this matchup. I'm just supposed to win against Potemkin, and I'm not supposed to have any problems at all. Of course, there are some of the Potemkins that will, once they realize that they're getting beat really bad, they just Mega Fist over and over and over again, and sometimes they just win the match. I'm usually will try to like dash in and anti-air, like preemptively catch the jump before they do the Mega Fist, because since he doesn't have a dash. But I need to punish Hammerfall more, because usually they'll do Hammerfall, I'll block it, and I don't get to punish. I need to do 2K, 2D into Sickle Flash or whatever to punish that. If I do that a lot more, I'll take those matches way more free than I already do. Millia. Do I have to? Millia is always... It feels like it's always her turn. No matter what, it's like she runs up to you, she does a block string, she goes for a sweep, she does the ring around the rosy thing or whatever. You have to stay in the middle of it, and you just got to deal with it, and it's annoying. And until you get out, and then she's like air dashing, and most of the Millias seem to know the Axel matchup. They air dash up, they super jump. They super jump up, and then they dash forward twice to get above whatever I'm doing on the ground in terms of like anti-airs. If they super jump and they dash forward, they're out of the way of all the anti-airs. So like even if I know that they're going that high and I go to try to anti-air them, the anti-air doesn't reach that high. So they know to do that, and then usually will lose against most Millias. If she can't get in, if I can make it so she can't get in, then and frustrate them enough, then I can win. But if I let her in, then I'm not gonna have a good day. It's very hard to get Millia off of me. Zato. I don't even know where Zato sits. I don't even know where Zato sits. He sits between challenging and usually fun, right? Can I add a thing here? So we're gonna have one in between here. Zato 1. That's his own. He's in his own tier, because I'm not scared of him right now, and I also don't honestly know the matchup. The only Zato I've fought in the last couple of days, I beat 3-0, and I'm always scared to go into a match with Zato, because they could be the sickest Zato you've ever seen if you let him get his stuff off, or you just kind of try to not let him ever get close to you or let him do anything with Eddie. I 3-0'd him, and I don't know why. I still, even before I was playing Axel, I would run into Zatos, and sometimes I would lose matches to them, and other times I would win the set, and I still didn't understand why or how to fight him. I just was fighting him, and he took enough damage, and he died. That's pretty much how the matches go. Like, I really don't understand. Ramlethal, right now, I would put her in challenging, but I've been losing to a lot of Ramlethals on floor 9. She's definitely very strong, and it's very hard to stay out of the corner, especially when I want to fight long range. Usually I don't want to be up close. My buttons are better mid to long range, so that's where I want to be. So usually I'm in the corner, but I don't want to be in the corner versus her, and I don't want to be in her face either, because that's not where my moves shine. So I think that the Ramlethal matchup is in her favor for Axel. I think Ramlethal just beats Axel, where Axel seems to like beat a lot of other characters because a lot of other characters want to do some certain things, and Axel just doesn't allow them to do that. I don't think Ramlethal allows Axel to do the things that he wants to do at the ranges that he wants to do them, because she has long range buttons, but she also wants to be in your face and wants you in the corner. Axel wants to be away from you, and you're always near the corner when you're fighting at your best. So that's where she wants you. She wants you at your range. She wants you to be where your best range is, so she can push you in the corner and beat the crap out of you. So like, I think the Ramlethal matchup is just bad for Axel, in general. Like, literally, now that I'm thinking about it. Leo, I'm gonna say is usually fun. Leo is usually a fun match for me to fight because Leos will try to gorilla you to death. They want to be in your face. They want to do all this stuff. And they also like to be on the ground a lot, especially when their back is turned. And when you go in the back turn stance and you're not near me, I'm just going to grab you. Because I don't even think he can jump in back turn stance. So, like, it's not really a thing for me to beat most Leos I run into with Axel, because I run from him, and then if he does back turn, then I grab him. That's pretty much how that match goes. And I don't beat them all, but I feel more comfortable in that matchup, and it's usually not a terrible match. It doesn't feel like I am suffocating when I'm trying to play against this character, and he, does some things that are unsafe. He might DP randomly, and I'll block it, and then I punish him for it, push him full screen, and then he might be backwards, and I grab. Like, he likes to be on the ground. He doesn't normally like to be in the air when he does things. Yeah. So then we got Nagoriyuki. Please don't make me fight him, please. Especially on floor 9, floor 10. Floor 10, I fought a Nagoriyuki. The first character I fought was Nagoriyuki on floor 10. And I knew it was floor 10. I'm like, yep, this is floor 10. It felt like he was reading my mind with how he was swinging and hitting me and knowing where I wanted to go and how I was getting grabbed. It just felt like he was in my mind, and it didn't feel good. Giovanna is challenging. She's challenging. Depending on who I'm playing, sometimes they know how to get their pressure in. She's simple. She's a simple character, and if you're not ready for certain things to happen, then you will allow her to run away with the match. So if you're allowing her to do her overhead and block strings without interrupting it, you're allowing her to run away with the match. And it happens to me all the time. Like, I see it coming, and I'm like, I should have just pressed a button, because if I would have pressed the button, she would have just gotten hit. She would have got counter hit. I would have got a ton of damage. She would have got pushed away, and they always like dash back in. So then, I try to sickle flash, explode it in the corner, and just try to keep them at bay, and just try to, stop her air dashes, because they do like to air dash a lot with heavy or light kick or whatever. And you just keep them away from you, and if you can do that, you can win the match. If you can't keep her out of your face, you're probably not going to win the match. Yeah. And last but not least, Ino versus Ino versus Axel. Just want wins. I played one Ino the other night, and I've never played Ino against Ino with Axel, right? And it felt so bad for the Ino. Like, I felt bad for the Ino. He just has buttons that stop all her approaches. She only can approach in diagonals. Well, no, that's not true. She could approach horizontally in the air with that move, but like, it's still a button that stops that. Like, he stops all her approaches. It's disgusting. I 3-0'd this Ino on floor 9, and I've never even played the matchup, and it was free. Inos will walk up to the podium and see that I'm playing Axel sometimes, and they'll just nope. Other characters do too. Like, nobody wants to deal with long range Axel, especially when you don't know the matchup and when you haven't had a lot of experience versus Axel. Axel is not somebody you want to play against. It's just not. Like, if you have not had a lot of experience against Axel, you just don't want to play against him, because Axels, I bet, have had a lot of experience against all those other characters that they see, right? So then they know the matchup better than you know the Axel matchup, and that's never a good thing for you. So, yeah. So this is my final tier list of characters that I do or don't want to fight. So, like, my top three for characters I don't want to fight are Chip, Angie, and Nagoriyuki. Like and what they have in common is they get stuck to me and I can't get them off. I can't get them off. It's actually bad. It's so bad. Like once they're in my face, can't get them away from me, and it's terrifying. And I cower in the corner, and it feels like there's nothing I can do about it. But all right, so tell me what you think about my tier list in the comments, and maybe you can make a tier list of your own, or tell me what characters or your top 3 characters that you do not like fighting, and who do you play in the game. That's what I want to know. Who are your top 3 characters in the game that you don't like fighting, and what character do you play? All right, peace. Come back for more videos, and I hope you enjoyed this one.